Chapter 3 Fluid Mechanics, and under fluid mechanics, density and pressure in static fluid, buoyant force, Archimedes principle, moving fluids, and Bernoulli's equation, property of bulk matter, stress and strain. Those things will be discussed from under this chapter. You can see from one by one those chapters will be in this. So chapter 3 will be seen one by one for next time. So you can now will be seeing some figures. Density, specific weight, and specific gravity. What are the meanings of density, specific weight, specific gravity? So density P, which represents the decrease within rise in temperature. That means temperature, when temperature is increased, the density becomes to decrease. So vice versa for density and temperature. Mass per unit volume, kilogram per minute volume. This is the units of density. Then the water density becomes to 1,000 kilogram per meter cubed. The specific weight means heaviness of fluid. Heaviness of fluid, unit volume, it is a noun. For water, and you will be saying, you can see specific gravity. Then specific gravity will be said as specific gravity, ratio of the density of fluid to the density of water. Ratio of density and the fluid density of water. The fluid density of water. So you can get the units, the density of a fluid and the density of water when you will be make kilogram per meter per cube, kilogram meter per cube. So Hg is mercury is 1.13.55 will be measured. Then the Q vessels condition, the water is at a different temperature, which water has the highest density. So you can see from this diagram. Example, it is when giving the example is about has a mass of 36 grams and the volumes of the water refers material is 3 milliliter. Then you can find the density and its form. Where you can will be use a formula of density. Density of object means the mass over volume. Mass over volume is the density. So can use as mass over volume. The mass is gram. Can you use kilogram and gram? The mass units will be measured by gram. The volume, which would be by liter. So gram per milliliter or kilogram per milliliter, they can be measured for this way. So the density object, specific weight. The specific weight means when you're getting from the specific weight, you will be remember from the previous formula. This specific weight means weight per unit volume means weight per unit volume. Specific gravity, ratio of density over density of water. But weight per unit volume means weight per unit volume means kilogram times the given volume. So you can will be check for this formula. So we're getting from the 9.81 means gravity is a constant gravity. Gravity times the given density, which gives a specific weight. Specific weight means density times gravity. The specific gravity means specific gravity, which gives the density of fluid over the density of water, which gives a specific gravity. The specific gravity is greater than 1, so the object will sink in the water. That means when the object is greater than the mass of the object or the density of the gravity of the object is greater than 1, when the object becomes to sink. ያ ማለት የኦብጀክቱ የአንድ ዕቃ ግራቪቲው ከአንድ ከበለጠ ነው። ከአንድ ማሱ ከአንድ የሚበልጥ ከሆነ ከውሃዎቹ ወይም ደግሞ ስኒክ ማድረግ በውሃ ውስጥ ይሰምጣሉ። So the density of stone which greater than the density of water ነው። ከዋተሩ ደንሲቲ ስለሚበልጥ ግራቪቲውም ስለሚስበው ሃይስት የሆነ ግራቪቲ ያለው ስለሆነ ክብደቶቹ ሃይስት የሆነ ግራቪቲ ነው የሚኖራቸው። ከአንድ የበለጡ ከአንድ በላይ ከሆኑ ማሳጃ ግራቪታቸው ሃይ ነው። ከዛ ጋር ስናነጻጸር ነው ውሃ የምንለው ነገር በግራቪቲ ሜጀርመንት ሲሰላ ሃይስት የሆነው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ የውሃ ግራቪቲ ተሰርቶ ሲወጣ አንድ ነገር ወደ ውሃ ስትወረውሩት የሚሰምጠው ለምንድን ነው ከተባላችሁ በግራቪቲው ከአንድ በላይ ስለሆነ ነው የሚለውን ኮንሰፕት እንድትይዙ ነው። ሌላው what is a fluid? Fluid means you can see the definition. Fluid is the substance that deforms continuously under the influence of the shear stress. And there is two matters from this: strain and stress. Strain and stress you can see from the definition in your own. So fluid exists in a liquid or a gas. Fluid which gets from as a liquid or a gas. In solid, stress is proportional to strain. That means Hooke's law. Hooke's law, which will be mentioned as the fluid is maintained in a solid state, then the stress of the fluid is directly proportional to the strain of the fluid. In fluid, as a fluid which gets from as a fluid means or liquid or gas states, stress is proportional to strain rate. That means the ratio of the strains. So you can see that what is strain, what is stress in our own. So when the constant shear force is applied, constant force will be applied, a solid eventually stops deforming at some fixed strain angle, whereas a fluid never stops deforming and approaches to a constant rate of strain. That means shear stress means force over area. Now, shear strain means the alpha of the angle, which will be the angle of the deformation. Deforming of within an angle is shear strain, but shear stress means force over area. The formula of shear stress is force over area. The formula which will be mentioned depends from the angle of the deformed object or the deformed fluid. So stress and strain in normal surface, you can see from those diagram, normal to surface force acting on area dA. That means within depends from angle area as the angle of dA. So FPTFN tangent to surface and normal force normal force and tangential force. So normal stress which is equal to normal force over dA, because stress which depends from the angle. Shear stress means force over dA. That means tangential force means horizontal force of the dA. That means direction proportional to the dA. That means when you see from the previous time, the previous diagram will be seen from that force over area is shear stress. Strain, which means force depends from the area, force over area with an angle. So you can see. So under diagram, what is the definition of this diagram? You can see from this way. Stress means force per unit area. Normal stress means the normal component of the force acting on the surface per unit area. That means the first surface of the per unit area, that surface will be force becomes applied. So that time normal stress becomes to normal component of force. That means the normal force per unit area. Shear stress means the tangential component of the force acting on the surface per unit area. Means the horizontal force over per unit area of the surface, the area of the surface. So pressure means the normal stress in a fluid at rest. That means without any movement you can get from those stresses. So when you see from those stresses, the fluid at rest, zero shear strain means fluid at rest is state zero shear stress. That means when the fluid is at rest, the shear stress the shear state or this stress becomes to at the state of the zero shear stress. So you can see the definition. እንደምትመለከቱ እንግዲህ አንድ ስትረስ የምንለው ነገር ፎርስ ሲካፈል ለአንድ ሰርፌስ ኤሪያ ላይ ያለ ነገር ነው። ግን ኖርማል ስትረስ የምንለው ደግሞ ኖርማል ፎርስ ሚንስ አፕዋርዲንግ ኦፍ ዘ ፎርስ ኦር ይሄ ኖርማል ሰርፌስ ኤሪያ ኦፍ ዘ ፎርስ የሚባለው ከሱ ሲካፈል ለተሰጠን ኤሪያ ነው። ሰርፌስ ኤሪያውን የሚያጠቃልል ነው።